Did you hear that Tim's dad passed away?
We got everybody?
Yep,
Bob, you on?
yep.
Okay, good.
Let's get this utility meeting going, Rick.
Utility Board public meeting for September 15th, 2020 is now called to order. In accordance with the governor's executive order relating to COVID-19, we have arranged a live stream of tonight's meeting at cedarlakein.org/view-town-meeting/. You must join the meeting through the link to participate during public comment. If you have a question or comment about an item on the agenda, please email jill.muir@cedarlakein.org by 4 p.m. Mrs. Muir will ensure that all submissions are shared and submission entered into the minutes of the meeting. Please keep your comments civil and constructive to the public policy issues. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Bob, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Roll call, Jennifer, please.
Robert Carnahan,
Here.
Norman,
Present.
Julie Rivera,
Here.
Ralph Miller,
Present.
Randy Niemeyer,
Present.
Colleen Scheven,
Present.
Richard Sharp,
Here.
I am present, Jill Moore,
Present.
David Austin.
Present. Thank you. New business, approval of the minutes from August 18th, 2020 and September 1st, 2020. Could we have a motion to accept and waive the reading of the minutes? So moved. Motion by Ralph,
I'll second.
second by Julie. Jennifer?
Robert Carnahan,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer,
Yes.
Colleen Scheven,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Written report, fund report, Jennifer, please.
So previously I sent you all the expenditure reports, the fund reports. Earlier in the day today, I sent you all the wastewater and water funds with their current cash balances as of today's date. And I also sent you the billing summary, the receiving summary, as we've been doing the last few months. This is comparing August of 2019 to August of 2020. Collections are still approximately 94-95%. We're still missing out, being that we're not applying penalties. We're going on 6 months now. We haven't applied penalties. That's a little over $63,000 in lost revenue. But otherwise, they're still paying their bills timely.
I would say we're pretty fortunate on that collection number.
I agree with you, Randy. Yeah, we sure are. That 93-94%, that's pretty high for what's going on.
Mhm.
That is true.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Any questions for Jennifer? Other questions?
Mr. President. Jennifer, you got those reports out today to the council and utility
Yes.
board. Is it possible at all you can speed that up, or move that up so they have these items to review before they come to this monthly meeting?
Yes, the billing and receiving summary, I can most definitely, when it comes to the expenditure report, that's based upon when items are entered for the docket. So that's, I mean, that was sent Friday to them. And there really wasn't too much of a change in the fund balance.
They don't know that, they don't have the records, the reports, so they can't come here and debate or talk about it or ask you questions.
Understood.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Number 3, consultant reports, engineer, Nice Engineering. Neil?
Thank you.
What is that?
That was Neil Bird.
That was a
That was an
response.
echo, Bob.
You know, Neil's used to this, really.
Yes, item I, West Side Sanitary Sewer update.
Yes.
We've had meeting with several residents that we have easement interest in that we've discussed with them. Jill and I and Rick met with 2 of them last Saturday. And then Mr. Jones, we met with him about 3 weeks ago, and that's moving forward in their review of the documents. The East Side Sanitary Sewer inspection, we finally now have all videos are uploaded to the FTP site. We were notified this week by Brandon of that. So we will finish reviewing those documents, and then prepare a recommendation for going forward of remedial measures, whether it's open cut or trenchless technologies for slip lining to get an additional de facto increase in capacity based on some of the inflow and infiltration issues we do have on the east side. And then following that, we'll make those recommendations, then move out from the interceptors, recommend to go into the subdivisions, and let Public Works get to work on that. The SSES, now that they have the east side ESSI, they'll move on to the what we call the Lowerman interceptor. So they'll be moving on to that next. Item 4 is the Utopia subdivision water main replacement. We have that as an item that's part of the rate study we're going through with IURC right now, reviewed by OUCC, working with Dave's office and the consultants down in Indy. And we have a Emmy Simpson proposal that we've solicited, which is 3 days of work with a 2-man crew with all of their locating facilities and equipment, because unfortunately, Public Works and the Water Department has been stressed lately in terms of their capabilities. So this is an opportunity to get some of the work done so we can finish our design and prepare bid documents for that project. So I believe you have that in front of you, speaking with Jill earlier today. If you have any questions, we can address that now or later as you see fit.
Any questions for Neil?
Mr. President.
Yes, Neil?
Yeah.
This company, how were they selected? I know it's 3 days work for about $7,000, but how was that company selected over, say, somebody else?
There are very few companies that do that, not only regionally, but locally. And frankly, Emmy Simpson's a company that I would recommend that you use, and I would be comfortable signing my name to the lower right-hand corner of the check. They're very well-known and very well-regarded. They do work for Dyer, Cherville, Hammond, East Chicago, Highland. This is what they specialize in. This is not a general project of a construction company. This is a specialized work that they are highly regarded in.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, this would be incredibly appropriate for the Water Utility Board to consider. I can tell you that in the course of developing our testimony in the water rate case, Neil and his team have done a tremendous job of explaining what has occurred to this point, what needs to occur, and why it hasn't been done. Truly unfortunate how much nitpicking negative is coming back to us. But on this item, this is in furtherance of that capital improvement that must occur, probably in the next year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's advised the board to consider.
Very good. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, nitpicking is probably an understatement, but
It's
you're absolutely correct.
Micro.
That's what I've heard from
It's been
everybody.
brutal.
Yeah.
Mr. President, question for Mr.
Yeah.
Simstead.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, there were yellow flags in my yard that I was to not touch, and I didn't. They disappeared over time with the mowing crew. Was that the same locates or are these different locates?
That was part of the locates that we called in to do our survey. And we want to make sure we're able to pick up all utilities,
Got it.
whether they be electric, gas, water, which some was marked, some was not, and the communications as well, AT&T and Comcast and those things. So you have my permission to remove those flags at this time.
They've been long gone, Neil. Thank you.
I believe you. But yeah, that was from earlier this year.
Yes, they would not still be in my yard.
Well, yeah, you can recycle the steel.
Yeah.
And our intention with Emmy Simpson is get them out there for 3 days, 2-man crew doing everything that they do specialized to see what we're able to glean from their work to determine this is good, this is enough, or we have an issue where we need to bring Public Works back in and do additional potholing with their Vector truck and find a way, frankly, just to get the best bang for the buck.
So if we were to move forward, then how quick can they get out there?
What,
Yeah,
and I discussed
this
earlier
fall
with
or-
Tim, the late morning, and I probably won't talk to him for a few days now from what you mentioned earlier, but Emmy Simpson's recommendation is frankly what I would recommend is get Public Works out there to finally locate everything they possibly can, so that when the specialty contractor for locating comes out, they're using their time as absolutely most efficiently as possible, and you're using your staff as most efficiently as possible.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to offer a motion to approve the proposal as submitted by Emmy Simpson for $7,050.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Randy, second by John. Jennifer?
Robert Carnahan,
Yes.
Yes.
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Randy Meyer,
Yes.
Howard Hagen,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0.
I will defer to David to update on item DI, but if you have any further questions, please let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neil. Jill, do we want to forego B?
I could tie it
Unless you
in.
want to have, unless you have something,
I
yeah,
can tie
please.
it in, as Neil reported, with Utopia, staff is doing some work out there. We will need some specialty work out in that area. So that was the Utopia project.
Right.
Additionally, JMOB, we are throwing some dates back and forth with Lowell to get that meeting scheduled. We're looking at the second week in October.
Okay,
Right now, I'm waiting to hear back.
okay, 13th or 14th, I heard possible
Yeah.
date.
Those are
Okay.
the dates we're looking at, and then additionally coordinating a joint council meeting, separate from
Separate from
that
the meeting.
meeting. We're
Okay,
just trying to get that JMOB meeting underway, as well as coordinating staff and engineer meeting prior to that meeting.
okay, very good. Any questions for,
Our hearing for at the IURC is the 16th, correct?
we're good. And that's a Friday, is that correct,
Yeah.
Dave? Okay, okay.
And as
Okay,
Neil reported, staff finished doing the cameraing, will continue cameraing in other areas, to get that information over. And we've just got projects going on everywhere.
yes, we do, we do. Thank you, Jill. David, a report?
On the water rate petition, rebuttal testimony has been pre-filed. Randy, Neal, and Sue Hayes have submitted additional testimony on behalf of the town, mostly in an attempt to clean up all the nitpicking and pieces on the floor. Unless there's thorough rebuttal filings by the OUCC, we're done with filing submissions, and now preparation for a hearing will occur with intervening
Sure.
negotiations anticipated. But please don't take that October 16th date off your calendar,
Thank you.
given,
Okay. Yep.
given what has occurred to this point. It's been a death march
Yeah.
of sorts.
I have a feeling our in-person appearance is going to be the difference maker one way or another.
You know, it shouldn't be the case. This is
No,
1,300.
it shouldn't be. You're right.
1,300 unit utility, and they have more fight, they're making more fight, more obstacles for us than they are Duke Energy.
Yeah.
They settle those.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a crazy thing, but I have to report what it is.
Yeah.
On the water supply issue on the east side of town, there's been substantial discussions and meetings had with representatives of the water, and we'll report more in the executive session on those details. That has happened, it's in process, and it's occurred.
Very good. Thank you, David. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Austin? You'll cover the JMOB report, so we'll get that scheduled sometime. Any public comment? Public comment? Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to present these to you first of all. They know what I'm talking about.
Name and
Yeah,
address
and
for the
address,
record.
please.
Name and address for the record.
Yes. My name is Nick Terry. I live at 14806B Cary Street. The city came out and fixed the sewer about 3 years ago. It lasted about a month and it caved in again. And basically my yard has dropped almost 3 feet. There's a hell of a hole around this thing. There's kids out there once in a while, and you know, I holler at them, get away, because you know, they're going to end up with a lawsuit over it. every time it rains, like that last torrential rain we have, it's basically washing the yard out from underneath the grass. And like I say, my yard has always had a little bit of a swale. Now it's as bad. It's dropped about 3.5
What
feet.
was that address again, sir?
14806 B, Cary. So this is like 3, maybe even going on 4 years now. Tom told me that, he said, well, this is too big for us, but we're gonna have an outside contractor come in. So I've called several times to no avail. They don't even call back, so.
Yeah, you are in a problematic area there.
Yeah, I know,
We've
he
dealt
said there
with-
was a problem
Yep.
with the sewers.
Well, those
He-
field tiles were cut years ago and never tied back into the storm
He
sewer.
claims that when they came back to pour my patio, that they caved the main pipe in. I don't know.
Some of those things wouldn't surprise
Well,
me.
when they fixed it, it looked great. And about a month later, I went back there, it's like, oh.
There's a number of your neighbors that have
And it's just
backyards.
going
that are-
down and down and down, you know.
Is that, Lensman?
It's,
Yeah, that's on the west end of Lensway,
Yeah.
button up against the Huseman Farm.
yes, yeah, back to back with the farm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It starts from my neighbor's yard, and you can, that one picture shows that it just starts mowing down and down, right where the sewer is at.
Mhm.
From where it used to be at, like I said, it's dropped 3.5 feet now. You know, I mean, I'm not the only person in the town, I realize that, but I figured after 3 or 4 years, there should be some action out there of some sort.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Jill, did you?
Tim and Don are looking in this area, so Christopher Burke Engineering and our Director of Operations. Staff has done some cameraing in the area, and that is being reviewed by Don. There is going to be a larger project in that area, so
Okay.
those plans are being put together.
Has the Stormwater Board been made privy to this on their
Yes,
agenda?
Cary Street is on their agenda.
Can we make sure that this gentleman is notified of Stormwater Board meetings so
Absolutely.
he can have dialogue and make sure that they understand the urgency in this? Our
Absolutely.
Stormwater Board will be
Stormwater Board, yeah.
directing work and directing funds on this
Okay.
sort of project. So we'll make sure that you get communicated
Yeah, I
with,
mean, I know it's no 10-cent project, it's gonna be a big deal.
but that's why we collect stormwater
Yeah,
fees is to do
And they
these
came
things.
out, they said, well, we're gonna dig your whole yard up. I said, you do what you gotta do, you know, you get it fixed, but like I say, it's going on almost 4 years now. I thought by now, you know, when somebody came out there about a year ago, they walked out, looked at it, got back on the truck and just drove away, you know, so, well, I don't know if they're ignoring it on purpose or, I just don't know.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're ignoring it now.
No,
so
I
you brought it
understand.
to our attention. so
Well,
thank
like
you.
I say, I've called there, they know me by my name, so I just figured, well, I come to the meeting here and bring it to your
Can you
attention.
please make sure that the town administrator has your contact information?
Yeah, I'll give her my phone number.
Yep, that'd be great.
Okay.
Super.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Joe.
Thank you for coming. Any other public comment? Public comment? Seeing no more public comment, this meeting is adjourned. Next meeting will be, 2 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes, we'll start the council meeting.
Yeah. Next meeting is Tuesday, October 20th. Took my glasses off, couldn't see.